The Hermit, Part 2.
It won? That was definitely Earth Pony magic, right? I think so, but I've never seen it used like that before. Who is that?
The figure turns to the mare stream, its face still covered by the shadow of its hood. It beckons towards Sunny and Zip, inviting them to exit the mare stream.
I think they want us to go outside. Can we trust whoever that is? I mean, they just beat up a pack of Timberwolves in the Everfree Forest. Wait, you're right, this is the Everfree Forest. That must be the Hermit my mom talked about! Sunny, that doesn't mean we should...
Sunny limps as quickly as she can to the nearby door and throws it open before carefully exiting the mare stream and making her way towards the figure.
Confront them... Alright, I'm curious too, I guess.
Zip follows Sunny into the clearing, bringing the lantern with her and closing the door behind her as she does so. The two stop before the hooded figure, who looms over them with an admittedly intimidating presence. Sunny excitedly greets the stranger.
Hello, my name is Sunny Starscout, and this is my friend Zip. Thank you so much. That was incredible!
The figure inhales as if it's about to respond, but is interrupted by a droplet of water hitting it in the head. It looks upright as many more droplets begin coming down. It's raining. Hard. Why don't we continue this conversation in my cabin? It's about a 3-minute walk from here. I already have a kettle on. The figure's voice is somewhat quiet, but it sounds genuine. Zip settles over to Sunny to whisper in her ear.
Should we really go with them? We don't know the first thing about them. We owe them our lives, Zip. I don't think they're a bad pony.
Sunny leans away from Zip and looks at the figure with a smile.
Yes, I think that would be lovely.
Wonderful. Follow me then. The three set out into the tree line, with the hooded stranger leading the way with practiced ease over countless roots and uneven terrain. It takes them a bit longer than expected, considering Sunny and Zip's injuries, but they eventually reach a quaint wooden cabin hidden amongst the trees. A warm, inviting light can be seen through the windows, and a bit of smoke is billowing out of its rustic chimney. The three make it onto the inviting-looking porch before the figure opens the door, allowing the two mares to enter a spacious living area. The inside of the cabin can only be described as cozy. Compared to the rain-soaked forest outside, it's quite warm in the cabin. Several lanterns and a lit fireplace give the whole interior an orange glow, and the gentle scents of pine wood and tea waft throughout the space. Most of the cabin is just one open room. In front of the door is a living space, complete with a couple of sofas and a few old-looking recliners. The lit fireplace acts as a nice centerpiece for this area. Along the back wall is a small kitchen, complete with a kettle sitting atop a stove. Next to the kitchen is a stairwell that leads to an open loft. This loft houses a massive king-sized bed, a couple of bookshelves, a nightstand, and a few plants that appear to be well cared for. Sunny and Zip can't help but think of those vacation getaway cabins that they have in the mountains near Zephyr Heights. A lot of ponies would kill to own a cabin like this, though Zip wonders if Pip would be a bit uncomfortable due to the lack of technology in here. Please, make yourselves comfortable. The tea should be ready any moment now. The figure walks on creaking floorboards over to the kettle, and retrieves what looks like an antique tea set from a nearby cabinet. Meanwhile, Sunny and Zip awkwardly take a seat next to each other on one of the sofas, their flanks sinking into it when they do. Neither of them say a word, but they glance at each other as the same phrase comes to both of their minds. Old person furniture. After a moment, the figure returns, taking a seat on the sofa opposite of the two mares and setting the tea set on the coffee table in between them. The stranger pours 3 cups, one for each of them, and kindly offers 2 of them to Sunny and Zip.
Thank you.
Sunny's voice is a mumble, her expression indicating a nervous politeness to her movements as she grabs one of the cups. Zip reaches for her cup as well, though she makes a point to wait for the figure to take a sip before she does. Lo and behold, the stranger reaches for a cup, revealing a strange appendage from inside of the sleeve. It isn't a hoof, and instead appears fleshy, with 5 digits that wrap around the cup and bring it beneath the hood. The figure lets out a satisfied sigh, and though both Sunny and Zip are weirded out by the obviously not a pony host they found themselves in the presence of, they each take a sip of the tea after sharing a glance. The tea tastes strange. First and foremost, it's absolutely delicious, but it's unlike any tea either of them have ever tasted. And what with her princess title and all, Zip has had to drink a lot of tea. It's a strange blend of bitter and sweet that begs you to drink more but never feels overpowering.
Wow, this tea is delicious. So what's your name?
Oh, goodness me, I never introduced myself, did I? The figure reaches for its hood, pulling it back to reveal the creature underneath. Sunny and Zip look with wide eyes as a furless creature gives them a gentle smile. It appears male, and despite all evidence to the contrary, he seems to be a young adult. A head of messy hair adorns his head, and a nasty-looking scar reaches from somewhere underneath his hairline on the left side of his face to the right side of his neck, crossing over his nose in the process. A few more scars are visible at the base of his neck, but they quickly disappear from sight below the cloak. My name is Anon. Given your expressions, I suppose I should tell you that I am a human. The only one in Equestria, I might add. Both Zip and Sunny simply stare at Anon, their mouths slightly agape as they try to process what they're looking at. After some time, Sunny breaks the silence.
Are you the Hermit?
The Hermit? I suppose with the life I live, that would be a fairly accurate title, though I'm not sure who gave it to me.
Sorry, a long time ago, my mom told my dad that there was a kind old hermit living in the Everfree Forest. Not that I'm calling you old or anything.
Anon closes his eyes and lets out a tired chuckle. Despite his youthful voice and appearance, his mannerisms seem to imply a wealth of experience. Don't worry about it. I'm a lot older than I look, but still that does surprise me. It's been a very long time since I've spoken to a pony.
Well, she passed away after giving birth to me. And that was over 20 years ago.
Sunny looks downtrodden once more, just as she did the last time she discussed her mother. Zip pats her on the shoulder, and then attempts to comfort her. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Star Scout.
No, it's okay. I'm the one that brought it up.
Anon looks melancholic as he looks down at the orange mare. For what it's worth, I've lost quite a few ponies that were important to me too. Zip speaks up in place of Sunny, who continues to sip her tea with a bit less enthusiasm than before.
Huh? I thought you were a hermit.
Well, that wasn't always. A long time ago, I had a lot of friends. A family, too. I've since lost each and every one of them.
I don't mean to sound rude, but just how old are you?
That's a natural question to ask. In truth, I'm not sure of the exact number anymore, but I've been around for hundreds of years, though.
Huh? Hundreds?
Anon chuckles once more and takes another sip of tea. I'm not sure what they're teaching you ponies in school nowadays, but have you heard of Princess Twilight Sparkle? Sunny excitedly looks up from her now empty teacup.
Yes, she's my idol! My dad did his best to preserve all the literature he could find about her, and I've been trying to follow in her footsteps ever since I was a filly.
She's a good idol to have. She used to be one of my closest friends. There's a moment of silence as Sunny and Zip process Anon's statement, until Zip nearly spits out the remainder of her tea.
Wait a second. You're that Anon? From the Journal of Friendship?
I can't believe that old journal's still floating around out there. Sunny speaks up, her voice nearly a shout as she fails to contain her excitement.
It isn't! For many years, you couldn't find it anywhere. If it wasn't for my dad, I never would have read it. And I only got the chance to read it because Sunny lent me her copy. But back to what she said. You're really that Anon? The one who helped defeat some of Equestria's most terrifying villains? The one who married Princess Celestia after she retired?
Yep, that's me. But please refrain from fangirling so much, Miss Star Scout. I'm really just some guy at the end of the day.
No, you aren't. You're one of the most important figures in equestrian history!
Anon wears a pained expression on his face as he finishes the last of his tea. Oh, it's getting so freaking juicy. Oh, I'm so glad he freaking wrote this. And if you read some of his previous stories before, oh, this all correlates so well. Anyways, let's get on to our glorious donators. Top donators: Jessie Smith, Star630, BadassWaffle, Onlyonething, Ceru, Orion, and Caladis. Magic, Jock, Rayden, Runescythe, Will, Twinkie, Luigi, Chancellor, Crust, Big Smoke, Murder Princess, LILmighty, Solar Symphony, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.